Hey guys, welcome to another MindPal video where you will learn how to build a multi-agent workflow to automate your business process. In this video, we will learn how to build a workflow to repurpose podcast content into social media. Podcast or audio content is oftentimes the type of content that requires a lot of effort to produce, and it will include a lot of insight you can use to post on other platforms. But the process to transform those podcasts into Facebook or Twitter could be a very time-consuming task. This workflow will help you to automate that process. In this workflow, we will only have two steps. The first step is to analyze the podcast content, and the next step is to orchestrate a list of agents to create all the social media content. We will start with the human input, and we will submit the podcast YouTube URL here. And we define the type of this variable to be a URL. You can access this variable to be a document, so you can upload an audio file instead of a URL, but we will process the YouTube URL here for simplicity. And the next variable will be a multi-select, where we will select a list of social media platforms that we want to repurpose the podcast to and identify some of the options here, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and other. And you can define those options when you duplicate this workflow into the workspace. We move to the first step to analyze the podcast content here. So this step is pretty simple. We will analyze the podcast content that we submitted, and we brainstorm a list of all potential angles that we can repurpose the video into the list of platforms that we listed when we submit in the first human input node. In this step, I use the model, let's say GPT-4o Mini, because I think this step is not very complicated to process. And we move on to the next step. This is an orchestrator worker node where the task is to create all the social media posts tailored to its platform, given all the information that we have before. And I assign each agent to this step: Facebook post writer, Instagram post writer, and etc. every social media writer agent here. And in this step, there will be the social media content creator agent, and this agent will have the right to call all the agents at the bottom here to do the work. And we define the maximum number of tasks it can plan in the to-do list to be 20 here. So I think let's just run this workflow so you could see it in action. And to run this workflow, I think we will select this video from our team, a video about how to build the HR department with aiagent on MindPal. This is an 80-minute video, so I think there will be a ton of insight we can get from this video to use for repurposing. And let's paste this video here, and we'll go select Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and blog post. Let's select all of them. In the first step, this model will analyze the content, so we will have all the possible angles here. It will include a blog post about AI-powered applications, a Facebook post about transforming the hiring process, a Twitter thread, a carousel, a TikTok video on how AI can revolutionize our hiring process, a LinkedIn article, an infographic, and a newsletter. Yeah, and the orchestrator is starting to orchestrate 6 tasks here to create Facebook to blog posts. We have 8 angles here, but because I do not assign an infographic creator and email creator, so this orchestrator does not have any employee to do that for it. The first task is to create a Facebook post. So that's the detail here. As you can see, it starts to write the content here, a Twitter thread to promote the podcast, or carousels where each of the content here is a part of a slide in the carousel, I think, and a TikTok video script, and a LinkedIn article. Yeah, I think that is this workflow. And if you want to duplicate this workflow into the workspace, you can check the link in the description.